What is up, you guys? It's Duran or Duray here, and today, you guys, for this week's video, I am giving you another sit-down video. I haven't filmed a sit-down video in 2 months. The last time you guys saw me do a type of video like this was in August. So I'm back with another one, and I'm not going to just be talking about, high school or college or any of that stuff, because I already did that on my first video regarding a sit-down video. But for this week's video, I'm going to be talking about growing up not being attractive. And I say attractive because, it's subjective. But what I mean by attractive is I didn't grow up, the beauty standards for a guy. And before I start, a lot of you guys had mentioned to me that the previous video that I did was too long and y'all didn't even finish the video. And I am sorry about that, but that was the whole point of the first video. All right. The first video and this video, they're supposed to be like podcast style videos. So if you don't have a good attention span, then I'm sorry, you probably don't even want to watch this video, because I'm probably going to be rambling about this topic for a little bit. But I'll try to keep it at a reasonable time. I don't want to be too long, because I know that y'all got very short attention spans, including myself at times. So yeah, we're just going to talk about pretty privilege, and and how it was as a kid growing up, the way that I looked, and which is aka not the beauty standards for a guy, or attractive. So yeah, let's get started. So y'all already know that my childhood wasn't bad, but I definitely grew up a way where I was treated a certain way because of how I looked. And y'all already know that as a kid, I wasn't in the best shape. I've showed you pictures of me as a kid. Y'all know that I struggled with an ED. I can't say it on here because YouTube might take my video down. So you guys know that I struggled with an ED, BED. Look it up. And that also was the cause of me being bullied. So as a kid, I was bullied for the way that I looked. I was tormented for the way that I looked. And y'all know that I wasn't in the best shape as a kid. Y'all know that I wasn't deemed attractive to the public eye. I was not in any shape or form good looking or appealing. And y'all know I've talked about this before, and y'all know that I've said a lot of stuff regarding how people used to say rude things about me. I used to get called names like Big Chungus, a whale. I would get called Fat Albert. I've been told I take up half of the room. I've been told that if I fall down, I'll cause like an earthquake or whatever. Like, y'all, I've been tormented for years because people just didn't think I was attractive. So they saw me as an easy target. And I'm not going to lie to you, I think in some way I allowed them to disrespect me like that, because for the most part, I almost didn't say anything back to them. And a lot of the times you're just taught to ignore and not say anything. But sometimes I wondered what would have happened if I would have said more, or what would have happened if I maybe fought them for them to be quiet about my weight. I don't know. But I grew up not being a fighter. I didn't like confrontation. I didn't like beefing with people. I didn't like hitting back even when they would touch me first. I was so worried about my reputation that I didn't want to be known for beating up every person who talks to me crazy. So what did I do? I just ignored them, or I just didn't say anything. But deep down, I knew that I was very insecure about the way I looked, and I knew that I felt some type of way about the comments that were made from me. And I just remember this one particular conversation that I had with somebody who was in my class, and this was in 5th grade. And he told me that in order for me to get girls, I gotta lose weight. And mind you, we're like in the 5th, 6th grade. I don't really understand why it mattered or how losing weight will automatically get you a girlfriend, which that's not true at all. There are girls who like bigger guys. But, when you're a kid and you're not understanding stuff, of course, you felt like you had to lose weight to get girls because that's what people are telling you. When you're a kid, you are so caught up on what people think about you. You are so caught up on pleasing people. You are so caught up that if one person deems you unattractive, it's a whole problem and you just feel ugly because this wasn't one person, guys. This was multiple people. And also, a lot of the times, people wanted to fight me because there were times where I did stand up for myself. And there were times where people just tormented me to the point where I had enough. So there were times that I did stand up for myself, but also there was a price. People wanted to fight me because of me standing up for myself. I just remember one time I got into a little fight with somebody's friend, and then his friends came up to me and started threatening me, and like they wanted to jump me, but they never jumped me. I think it was 2 people. I don't remember if it was 2 people or not, but I definitely remember getting threatened by 2 people, and they were friends of his. But mind y'all, he started with me first. You guys have to understand, there was never a time where I started a fight with these people. They started with me first. I was a nice kid. I didn't want to fight people. But these kids tormented me, and I really do think it stemmed from how I look. Because I would see other people, who were skinnier than me, I guess more attractive than I am, get treated with, maybe not necessarily respect, but get treated like they're an actual human being with feelings. But when it came to me, I was just the easy target. If somebody wanted to, sorry, if somebody wanted to get a good laugh in, if somebody wanted someone to just poke fun at, they would do it at me. And so that was in, elementary school. I did get treated wrong. I remember one time in 2nd grade, someone looked me up and down and said, "Dang, you're fat, crazy." I remember one time someone told me that I should date this one girl because we're both fat. Yeah, that actually happened. Wild statement, right? And that was just as a kid. But I want to tell y'all stuff that's happened to me recently. So the recent time I was treated horribly for my looks was probably about 2 years ago. So I was on the phone with one of my friend's friends, basically a friend of a friend, and we were trolling on Omegle. Yes, we were trolling on Omegle, and it was a school night. So I had to, get off the phone because I had school the next day, and it was like 11 o'clock at night. I actually wanted to get some sleep before school the next day. And so after I had gotten off the phone, the friend of the friend starts talking the absolute most crap about me, saying that I'm hideous, saying that I'm a weirdo, just saying all types of stuff. Just started attacking me, all because I didn't want to be on Omegle at 11 o'clock at night. And when I heard that, I was like, what? You're attacking me because I didn't give you what you wanted, and you wanted me to go on Omegle, and I had to lose sleep because You wanted to be on Omegle? Like, what? Why should I have to lose sleep for someone that I don't know and for something so stupid that we could literally do anytime? It was not going anywhere around the time before it got shut down in October. This was in January of 2023. Before it got shut down, it was not going anywhere. We could have did that on Friday, but it was like a Monday or a Tuesday. And not to mention, y'all, when I first got on the phone and I showed my face, they were like, oh, and I said, what? And they, not like in an aggressive way, but I was like, what? Like, what's wrong? And they were like, nothing. But after that, I just started to get talked about for my looks. I got called ugly. I was told that I need to come out of a barrier. I don't know if it was from her or somebody else, but I was told I need to come out of a barrier. And the barrier is basically a bigger closet because I'm so fat that I can't fit in a closet. Because I'm so fat and I need to come out of the barrier. Basically saying that I need to come out of the closet because I'm gay. Apparently. And then another friend of a friend also tormented me for my looks. Just started going off. Just started talking the absolute most. Just saying all vile things. Like saying that I look like a whale. Or they can tell when I'm approaching because I make the ground shake. I make the whole city shake. Just saying some of the most ridiculous things. And mind you guys, I look back at old photos. I look back at old videos. I look back at all of them. And the way that I was described didn't match up with the way I actually looked. So all these years, I thought I really did take up half of the room. I thought I really did, make the ground shake. I really did. I did all these things. And I really thought I would do all these things. Oh, and I also was told I would break a chair one time. I'd break a chair. And I didn't. So anyways, I really did think all these things. And they were all because of the way I looked. So imagine if I was in better shape and if I was not wearing glasses, if I had better teeth, if I was just a whole new person. I don't think I would have been treated half of the... I don't think I would have gotten half of these insults. Maybe not even half. Not even all. I don't even think I would have gotten all of these insults, guys. So you see how I was treated a certain way for how I look. It's all over the place, guys. Like, there's not a timeline where it happened. It was like, I don't know, I think sporadic. I don't know if I'm using that word right. It was all over the place. And there are a lot of stuff that I probably haven't said. Like, I know one time when I was a kid, I was hanging out with, I think, a friend. And this girl comes up to me and just grabs my stomach. Starts touching my stomach to let me know how fat I am. Like, she just came up to me and just started touching my stomach. Yep. That happened. And for the most part, guys, I was tormented by my looks from girls. Guys, it happened here and there, but for the most part, it was always girls. And this trend of asking somebody out just to make fun of them was also pretty common with me, because I remember in 6th grade, someone told me that this one girl liked me. And so, I'm feeling myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling my parents, I'm like, Mom, Dad, this girl likes me. I don't know what to do. Should I ask her out? They're telling me what to do. And then, not too long later, she's like, Duran, I don't like you. But she's calling me like bae, and then all the other girls, her friends, are like, hey bae, hey bae, hey bae, hey bae, just to make fun of me. I'll just be like, hey. But it also happened in 7th grade too. I believe. I just remember being told, oh, Duran, such and such likes you. I look at them, and they'll have the most embarrassed face, like it was a shame or social suicide to like me at all, which is crazy, because now that I look back at it, I think a lot of those girls did like me. but they just didn't want to show it because apparently I was social suicide, and I guess it was shameful to be with someone like me. They were too caught up in pleasing the people instead of confessing their love, because I definitely think that a lot of them like me at the end of the day. But anyways, you guys know that also I do live streams, and y'all know that I make videos, obviously, because you're watching this video. So I definitely get told about how I look frequently, but not all the time on YouTube lives. Y'all see, some people sometimes just tell me to go to the gym. Some people tell me that I am just so big because I'm just so fat. I need to go on a diet. I need to do this. I need to do that. Mind y'all, one time, if you guys were in the live stream, some of y'all probably would know this. If you guys were in the live stream, one time this person asked me to be a moderator, right? And y'all know my rules for being a moderator. I don't just give you moderator. You have to be someone who actually wants to be on the live streams and actually moderate the streams, because sometimes stuff is said and I don't even see them. So I told them no. And so they just started crapping on my looks, saying that I need to get on a diet, I need to go to the gym, I need to do all sorts of things. I'm just talking about me. And I'm like, all because I didn't want to give you moderator. You want to just ridicule me for my looks. I wasn't said things before I said no to give you a moderator. So why all of a sudden you want to get mad and talk about my looks? That's how I know I didn't want to give you moderator. But now, guys, it's happened so much that I don't even get bothered by the comments anymore. Because y'all know that I get told a lot of stuff. I get told that I'm ugly. I get told that I'm fat. I get told, well, I am fat, but I get ridiculed for being fat. I get the gay rumors. Y'all know, people say all sorts of things about me. They still do. They might not say it on YouTube, but they probably do. Now in college, not really. We'll get into that later. But for the most part, I did get ridiculed for my looks, and especially doing YouTube, it's a lot harder to grow on YouTube when you're not deemed attractive to the public eye. And the problem with that is I see a lot of people who work hard on their videos, and I see a lot of them who don't get as many views as someone who just does thirst traps on TikTok and has no personality. And I see that trend going along. Like, let's see, how many people do you see on the internet thirst trapping or posting, period, and have thousands or millions of followers, but have no personality, no strive to do good? How many people do you see like that on social media? How many people? Because I bet you can't count on your two fingers how many people are just thirst trapping and making money off of videos because they're attractive. How many people? Hold up. Anyways, how many people? Because there's definitely more than one, there's definitely more than 10, and there's definitely more than 100. So many people. It's crazy how if you're not deemed attractive to the public eye, they're not going to care about how hard you work on your videos. They're not going to care how hard how much you want to succeed on YouTube. They're going to look at the more attractive person and blow them up, because that's all that matters. If you don't look the part, you're not going to get the part. If you've ever heard that before, when it comes to auditioning, then it applies to YouTube as well. Guys, to be honest with you, I think it'll make it a lot harder for me to grow because I'm not like that. And I'm telling y'all that if I was a quote-unquote attractive dude, I probably would have had thousands of followers right now. I probably would have been averaging 100 likes. I probably would have been averaging 1,000 likes on TikToks. I probably would have. But you know what? I don't want people to just like me for my looks. I want people to like me for who I am. Yes, when it comes to dating, looks matter. But I don't want them to solely matter. People think that, oh, I like someone for my personality. For their personality means that they can't care about looks a little bit. Would you want someone who can't take care of themselves? Who can't dress for the occasion? Let's say you're going out to a fancy restaurant and they dress up in a t-shirt and some shorts and some slides, and they don't have proper table etiquette. Do you want someone who is a slob, or do you want someone who looks like they take care of themselves, is hygienic, who is clean? So maybe you don't have certain look, maybe not certain parts of the body, but taking care of themselves, yes, that technically still counts as your looks. Because I don't want to date a girl who can't, properly bathe. I don't want to date a girl who can't, dress for an occasion. Like, for an example, if we're going out to eat at a fancy restaurant and she's in a bonnet and some slacks, I don't want someone who can't dress properly. Like, there's no problem with that, but I wouldn't want to go out in public looking a mess. That's all I'm saying at the end of the day. But yeah, guys, the thing about it is, I really do think that because I'm not the way that I look because of the way that I look, and I'm not like everybody else, no one is drawn to watching me. They want someone who looks better, and they think just because someone looks better, they think that they just have all of these magical powers. Like, they're good at everything. They're good at YouTube. They're good at swimming. They're good at singing. They're good at playing basketball. They think that just because someone looks a certain way, they're good at all these things. And I'm here to tell y'all, that's not true at all. I could be a good singer, but people won't see it because they're looking at the person who's more attractive. Hey, that's the reality of the world. And I'm not even going to be like, oh, this is all Gen Z's fault. Because even back then, it was actually way more toxic back then, in my opinion. Because when I look at models from like the 2000s, the 90s, there had to be a certain, look in order for you to book the part. Like, with women, you had to be incredibly skinny. You had to have like no meat on your bones. For guys, you had to be extremely muscular, be in good shape. But now we have all of these other brands that not celebrate, but advocate for people who are bigger, like curvier girls, bigger guys. Because let's face it, not everybody's going to be in shape. And shaming someone for the way that they look doesn't do much. Now, it does something to a good amount of people, but shaming somebody into doing something doesn't always have a good outcome. And that's the problem with people today. They're so caught up with looks that they don't even give people the decency. Today, it's just always been like that. But now that we're on social media, it's worse, in my opinion. I think it's way worse now that we're on social media. And I'm telling y'all right now, I think I'm going to do good on YouTube, but it might take me a little longer. And you know what? I'm willing to wait. We've been growing on YouTube. We have a good community. We're going to become a bigger and better community as time progresses. And I'm just excited for the future, because in 2 months, on December 27th, 2025, it'll be my 1-year anniversary posting on YouTube, which is exciting because I have never been consistent on YouTube before. I don't even think when I had my first channel, when I was like 10 or 9, I was this consistent. But the fact that we're here with 1,226 subscribers as of, Monday, October 13th, and maybe it's more on Thursday, October 16th. But the fact that we're here now and we have had such a significant growth, it's nothing but God, nothing but you guys. You guys are the best. And yeah, I just wanted to take a break for a little bit and just thank you guys so much for all the growth. And thank you guys so much for, all the fun times on the live streams. And I just can't wait for future things. Like, I definitely want to do meet and greets in the future. I definitely want to do giving away videos. I want to do more expensive giving away videos because y'all know I just give away gift cards and stuff. But back to the pretty privilege topic. I think pretty privilege can be very dehumanizing. I think it can cause people to have a certain expectation or treat someone a certain way because of how they look. And I want to give you guys an example, all right? So, I've heard this before, and I've seen it play out. So, a lot of times, people who are, I guess less attractive are told about the problems of being attractive. And the least attractive friend treats them like crap and ridicules them because they think being attractive is everything. So I remember, I don't know who told me this, but I think I don't really know if someone told me this or I saw it on a TV show, but I just remember seeing somebody talk. I remember a friend confiding in another friend, and the friend who's confiding is the attractive one and talks about all the struggles of being attractive. Because being attractive, pretty privilege is a blessing and a curse. Because a lot of people who are pretty or handsome, they're seen as unreal. And so what does that mean? That means that they harass them. So I just remember, I believe someone talked about how, it was a girl, I believe, talked about how they would get, inappropriate comments from guys. They would get, stalked by guys. And the less attractive friend is just kind of being rude and dismissing it, saying, oh, well, you're attractive. You get all these boys, you get this, you get that. And that's why I feel like it's very dehumanizing, because people see a certain, way someone's being treated, and they think that it's totally, stupid to feel that way because they're just so caught up with, being ridiculed for their looks. They think that being stalked, having inappropriate comments by men is okay when you're attractive. And I also think it's dehumanizing because a lot of people like to objectify attractive people. Like, we really need to talk about this, guys. A lot of attractive people like to objectify other attractive people. Or a lot of people, period, like to objectify attractive people. Like, if a guy is, in the mood, they see a girl online that they don't know and starts talking dirty to them and only wants to, hook up with them. That's objectifying. You only see her as a pretty face, nice body, or with a girl. If a girl sees a guy who is attractive and all they want to do is hook up with him because they look attractive, like he's muscular, he's got abs, he has a handsome face, that's also objectifying. Guys, I really wish people would see that being attractive doesn't mean you have all these superpowers, meaning that you're gonna automatically gonna be better at somebody who's not as attractive at everything. No, I just wish people in this world would realize that you can look a certain way, but that doesn't necessarily mean you'll be a certain way. And do y'all know the term looks can be deceiving? They can be deceiving, because if you date a pretty girl and she has a terrible personality, but you think she has a good personality because of how she looks, that's where that term plays out. So at the end of the day, guys, don't be so caught up with someone's looks, because at the end of the day, sorry, I said that already, because in the end, that doesn't mean that they're going to be a nice person. That doesn't mean they're going to be good at everything. That does not mean they're the best at every little thing. That does not mean that they're going to be successful at something they're trying to pursue. Let's remember that we are all humans at the end of the day. We all have feelings, and we all walk, we all poop, we all eat, we all sleep. We all do these things. We're all capable of eating and sleeping. We're all capable of walking and talking. We're all capable of posting on the internet. But let's remember that people come in all shapes and sizes. People have different and unique features. Like, I feel like for me, my voice is my unique feature because I don't have any, I almost have nobody who has the type of tone in my voice. Let's just remember that everyone's beautiful in their own ways, and just because you don't think they're attractive doesn't mean you have to be rude and ridicule them. You don't have to think somebody, you don't have to be, attracted to somebody, but you can think they're attractive. Like, for an example, I have many attractive friends, guys and girls, but that does not necessarily mean, I want to date them. My friends and I were all attractive, but they don't want to date me. We're friends. That's it. So ugly is subjective, but you know what? Hot take. There's nobody who's really ugly, in my opinion. I can always see the beauty in somebody who isn't the most attractive, but their personality is what makes them attractive. And the only way somebody is ugly, not physically, but their personality is ugly, is if they're rude. That's the only thing that makes someone ugly, is their rude personality. That is it. Their rude personality. So at the end of the day, if you don't really remember a lot of what I talked about, I just want you guys to understand this. I just want you to understand that being pretty or handsome doesn't automatically mean that you should be treated a certain way, or you should get all the opportunities, or you should get flowers and cupcakes and all this stuff for being attractive. You're a human being at the end of the day. You're no better than the rest of us. We all eat, we all sleep, we all poop, we all drink, we all drive. Well, maybe not all, but a lot of us are capable of driving. And that doesn't mean that you deserve every little thing because of your looks. That doesn't mean that you're supposed to get treated a certain way for your looks. Everyone's beautiful in their own way, and you're beautiful in your own way. And yeah, that's it at the end of the day. Don't let anybody rain on your parade. Don't let anybody talk about how you look, because you're beautiful, your personality is good, and you deserve to be around. Don't let all these haters talk about you. They're haters. They're finding a reason to ridicule you. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I really hope y'all enjoyed this little rambling session about me talking about pretty privilege. I also have a second channel for you guys to subscribe to. I'll link it in the description. I don't know really what I'm going to post on there. I think I'm going to post mainly gaming videos, but maybe some, shorter videos of me doing random things. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope that you guys learned something today and learned that you don't have to be attractive you shouldn't have to be attractive to be treated a certain way. And I hope that you're happy after this video, because that's my goal on YouTube, is to make you happy. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.